Hello everyone and welcome back to another awesome episode of Historical Recreations. I'm Professor M, and today, if you are interested in Halloween as much as I am, you won't want to miss this tutorial. Today I'm going to be taking these $2 store plastic pumpkins and transforming them into something a little bit more realistic and worthy of Halloween. Join me. And materials that you will need for pumpkin transformation today. Of course, you're going to need your dollar store pumpkin, and I want to show you that these are made in two separate parts. There are screws in the back which you can take these apart. So you're going to need a precision screwdriver set small enough to take them out. Also, I'm using a cutting device over here to take off the rope that is attached to both of them, and also a pair of wire cutters so I can remove the little tip of plastic that's on there that holds that wire down. Our lineup of color today is a Napthal red number 918, also a acrylic number 605, permanent yellow deep, a 918 pearl yellow, and olive green number 639, titanium white number 901, and very important today is a black number 999, all in the acrylics family. You also may find these little guys to stick inside of them. What are they? They are flicker candles that you can get at any dollar store, and I actually got them at the same dollar store which I got the pumpkins. So making these today is going to be a lot of fun. I want to show you one funny thing about these pumpkins that they do. They have these switches, and I'll be leaving that right in there. Okay, let's start the tutorial. A very important element is to know the size of the screw that is in there. I'm using over here a 0, and this here is a cross screwdriver. So you can pick these up anywhere. You can actually get these at the dollar store with the pumpkins. I mean, everything you can get at a dollar store these days, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo the screws first, which is coming right out. And once I get this open, I'm going to show you what it looks like. There it comes. There's the first screw there. Now let's see the interiors of these guys. This one over here has a laughter box on it, and this one over here also has a little laughter box on it too, and the light is on top. I just don't know where this plastic piece is on there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to paint the interiors of these pumpkins black with acrylic. Let's do it. Okay, so I've got my acrylic black out here today and my paintbrush. Let's start painting these guys a jet black. We don't want any light, because when we're going to be putting our little flicker candle in there, we want that to be a very important element. So now let me paint the interior of both of the pumpkin shells. Let them dry and I'll show you what they look like. Paint has dried, and did they come out really well? What I love more than anything is I have learned that within these little plastic pumpkins, these two pieces fit together without the screws. They go together like a little jigsaw puzzle. Believe it or not, this is a blessing in disguise, because I was concerned about how I was going to be able to put the candle in there and then shut it on, turn it on and then shut it off when I needed it to. And they just can be taken apart at any time. There, look at that. These guys just were put together without using the screws at all. It's so amazing. That now inner darkness has created a very, very, very sinister cave-like indulgence, and we can put the candle in there and it's going to glow much, much, much more intense. Now let's look at the outer surface. And if you've seen my other tutorial videos on how to mix up the perfect pumpkin color, we're going to do exactly that today. We are going to mix up the perfect pumpkin color. We're going to paint up the surface of this plastic, and on top of that we are going to highlight these eyes with a beautiful freshly cut flesh, pumpkin flesh color. And we're going to work on the stem today. So awesome. Let's do this. Mixing up that perfect pumpkin orange today, I'm using a Naphthol red light number 918 in the acrylics family, and I'm also using an Epic number 605 also in the acrylic family from the Shield collection. So let's now apply the two colors out, and doing a really great mixture. Always want to mix your lightest lights into your darkest colors, so I'm using a fair amount of both red and yellow today, and you're going to start mixing these two element colors together. See, as I'm dragging the red into the yellow here, you will discover a beautiful pumpkin. Boom, it happened immediately. A beautiful, beautiful pumpkin orange starts forming. Now you're going to say, why don't you just leave the pumpkin the plastic color it is? No, it has that plastic fluorescent feel to it, and we want to completely conceal that. This was discovered by myself working on a project to create the perfect terracotta color. And if you haven't seen my video on how to produce that, I'll leave a link in down below. But let's look at this, how this is going to alter the color of the pumpkin. It changes it immediately. There is a flesh tone to a pumpkin here that is very, very, very realistic. Goodbye plastic, hello realism. So now with that being said, let me paint up our four pieces, and I'm going to show you what they're going to look like. I love how these came out, and you can see the unpainted pumpkin stems in the background. That fluorescent plastic pales in comparison to the new coating that we have put on here from the pumpkin flesh. And now moving into our pearl number 988 yellow and a dot of white, we're going to blend these two colors together. I like the opalescence color of the yellow and a little bit of the white to magnify the color. We're going to create the cut flesh color of a pumpkin. As you know that it is a slightly yellowed and orange color. However, we've already painted the material, the color. I'm going to go a little bit darker there. I love the shimmer of this color. The cut areas of the mouth. So it looks just like flesh. Looks just like the flesh of the pumpkin. This is going to look so cool when it's done. So let's paint up both of them and see what they look like. This is kind of fun, actually. I'm enjoying this. Oh, too much on that one. Get rid of that. All right, let's go. Now we're going to be using our olive green number 639 to create these beautiful pumpkin stems. What's so amazing is that this color is perfect. It's straight out of the tube. You don't need to mix it. You don't need to change it at all. It is the perfect color for a pumpkin stem. And we're just going to very carefully paint these. Perfect color. And I will show you what these look like when they're done. Now, with our parts completely painted, let's now assemble them. Let's put these little tiny flicker candles into our pumpkins and see the final project. From dollar store fluorescent plastic pumpkins to something worthy of Halloween, gothically yours, Professor M.